Dear friends, good morning. I, Jaswant Singh Kelasya, welcomes you in our YouTube channel, Parad Germinates a Democracy. We have a Hindi YouTube channel also. Its name is Parad Loktantra Ka Ankuran. We are also available in different social media platforms. You can see them in the descriptions. For what purposes, for what objectives, and with what philosophy these channels have launched, you can also know in this regard in the description. It is requested that do not focus on the quality of our presentation, but kindly please focus on depthness of the subject matters and issues we discuss. If you think that our channels is putting forward some revolutionary, basic and the fundamental ideas and increasing your knowledge, then kindly please subscribe, like and share our channel. Also press the bell icon button so that you can get notification of our new videos. Friends, nowadays we are presenting a video series regarding the Muslim problems of India. The background and relevancy of this video series has been explained in first episode of the series. But a very brief background is this. A stalwart of Dalit Muslim unity and brotherhood, Mr. V.T. Rasekar, about 33 years back attended a 2-day national seminar in Delhi organized by some Muslim intellectuals and youths. In this seminar, he presented a paper. This paper was published as an editorial in January 1988 volume of Dalit Voice. The title of this editorial is Gulf Between Muslims Elites and Muslim Masses, a serious internal contradiction. The historical significance and importance of this very old presentation is that Mr. V.T. Rasekar since long back warned and headed to the Muslim intellectuals regarding the root causes of all atrocities, persecutions and violence against Indian Muslims. But they failed to follow the heads of Mr. V.T. Rasekar. Therefore, nowadays Indian Muslims facing a genocide situations. Here we are reproducing this historical editorial or speech in the form of this video series. Now we are presenting the 7th episode of this video series. Why Nazis visit slums? When Hindu Nazis boys who also don't reside in slums can take the trouble of visiting slums, brainwash them, supply them with literature, observe Dr. Babasaheb Jayanti, eventually force the Dalit to run at Muslim throat. Why the Muslim elites cannot do it? The Nazis are doing this to destroy the peace and hereby divide the country. But the unity of Dalit and Muslim being in the interest of India's peace, will it not help strengthen country's unity? So the Muslim Dalit unity is a noble work. It will promote peace and strength of the country's unity and integrity. The upper caste treat our people as enemies. They are enslave us, but that is not the case with Muslims. Nowhere in India there is any contradiction between Muslims and Dalits. In Kashmir, which is a Muslim majority state, there are no Muslim atrocities on Dalits. Wherever the Muslims are in majority, Dalits are safe and secure. Mallappuram districts in Kerala has proved this. Dalits are allowed inside Muslim mosques and houses. They don't observe untouchability, while Christians and Sikhs may have casteism and untouchables converts face discrimination. Here is nothing like that under Islam. There is nothing like scheduled caste Muslims or a neo-Muslims. A born Muslim give his daughter in marriage to a convert Muslim. Dalits don't hate Muslims. When our common enemy could come into Dalit areas and create enmity between lifelong blood brothers, was it not the duty of the Muslim elites, being culturally richer and hence elder brothers, to prevent this? It is there we find the non-conventional failure of the Muslim elite. When the elites don't visit their own poor Muslims, brothers and sisters, can we expect them to come to the Dalit areas? That is how the Muslims elites have failed to provide the leadership to the Muslim masses during the current crisis. That is how the Muslims leadership is passing into the hands of revolutionary sections of Muslim masses. That is how the Muslim elites leadership proved to be a total washout. The Muslim could have invited our people to their marriage parties and Eid festivals and made them eat with Muslims. They could have invited our people into mosques and introduced our people into the egalitarian principles of the glorious Quran. They could have themselves arranged Dr. Baba Saheb's Jayanti functions and invite our peoples. Nazi are regularly observing Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar functions, publishing Baba Saheb's book, calling him a good Hindu. They could have helped translate Dr. Baba Saheb's Ambedkar books into Hindi and other regional languages and distribute them in cheap price. They could have done hundreds and one things, but they did nothing but work up when their houses was on fire. They complain now that the Bhangis sweepers are engaged to attack us after the attack is over. We want to assure our Muslim brothers and sisters that no Dalits suffer from the anti-Muslim hatred. If one Bhangis has attacked the Muslim, it is not because he hates Muslims. He was hired and his poverty or cultural deprivations made him to sell himself. When little education, it is possible to win him over. That is why Baba Saheb laid the great stress on educate, agitate and organize. Education does not mean academic education, but educations in Ambedkarite thoughts. But why the Muslim elites have not made any effort to educate Dalits? Is it not more in the interest of Muslims themselves? Better late than never. The exercise can be right now, and we are here to support any such efforts at strengthening the unity and integrity of India. Religious relationship, we can understand the Muslim masses for maintaining this exclusiveness, but how the Muslim elites who daily rub shoulders with upper caste elites also fail to extend their Islamic brotherhood to the Dalit masses. The Quran has several references to the duty of the Muslim to support the deprived. The Prophet's closest allies were blacks. Islam believes in no division of the society into elites and masses, rulers and ruled. In fact, if Islam has survived in India, it is not because of the elites but because of the Muslim masses. This is where we find the Muslims elites far removed from the realities. The millions who attended the Babri Masjid rally in Delhi were mainly the Muslim masses under the guidance of their religious leadership. At least a section of the Muslim elites have a dislike for their religious leadership. This was evident at the Delhi seminar where some said too much Muslims' preoccupations with religious was one of the causes of Muslim backwardness. This shows how much these elites have been Brahminized by their association of the upper caste against Muslim is that Muslim suffers from religious fanaticism. But the Muslim elites also mouth same slogans either to please the upper caste or out of their isolation from reality. If the Muslims have survived in India and if they live today with dignity, it is because of their religious fanaticism. Muslims have nothing else. They have lost everything. The only things they have is Islam, an intoxicating religion. But the elites find fault with the only assets of Muslims. The Muslims elites must know that they are not the ones who decide the fate of Muslims. The fate of Muslim is decided by the Muslim masses. Anti-Muslim riots are staged in their mohallas. They are the victims of the violence. The masses never attend any seminar or analyze the causes of their swelling misery. So all this word mongering, this hair splitting arguments, analytical essays will not reach to the ears of the masses. Friends, with this we conclude the 7th episode of this video series. Thanks for being with us and viewing full videos. Namaskar.